What if I told you a player once considered too quiet to ever become a superstar is now making all of Europe obsessed with him? Michael Olise isn't just a football genius. He feels like the perfect product of isolation, pressure, and a relentless desire to take revenge on elite football. From a kid labeled weird, rejected by Chelsea, and almost erased from the map of English football, Olise now lives inside a luxury empire worth hundreds of millions. Fortress-like mansions, stealth black supercars, private jets across Europe, and a cold, untouchable lifestyle that makes him feel increasingly distant from the rest of the football world. But the higher Michael Olise climbs, the more dangerous everything around him becomes. Injuries, fame, Ballon d'Or expectations, and the obsession with becoming the best player on the planet. Because behind that emotionless image is someone who no longer plays just to win, but to prove that everyone who once rejected him made the biggest mistake of their lives. Discover 7 unbelievable truths about Michael Olise, and the final one will absolutely shock you. Michael Olise and the rise of football's most mysterious superstar. Michael Olise was born on December 12, 2001, in Hammersmith, a place where every street is filled with kids dreaming of the Premier League, but only a ruthless few survive long enough to reach the top. He is the son of Vincent Olise, a Nigerian father, and a mother with French-Algerian roots, raised in a multicultural household where football wasn't just a passion, it was the only escape from anonymity. He was never built up as a social media wonder kid. He never grew up under the spotlight of internet hype. Michael Olise is the type of player who becomes more intimidating the quieter he gets. From Arsenal FC to Chelsea FC, Olise was once viewed as one of the most technically gifted talents of his generation. But that same difference is also what got him rejected by the system. Too quiet, too reserved, too difficult to read in the hyper-competitive, ego-driven environment of elite academies. Chelsea released Olise when he was just 14 years old, a blow strong enough to crush the dreams of most kids. After that, he also failed to establish himself at Manchester City FC, and for a while, he almost disappeared from the map of English football entirely. But instead of breaking him, those rejections created the most dangerous version of Michael Olise. A player so cold, he almost seems emotionless, relentlessly resilient, and obsessed with proving everyone wrong. Reading FC became the place that saved Olise's career, and the place where English football began to realize it was witnessing something unusual. He doesn't dribble to entertain. He dribbles like he's controlling time itself. A left foot as smooth as a street artist's brushstroke. The ability to slice defenses open with passes nobody sees coming, and free kicks that feel impossible to stop, quickly turned Olise into a championship phenomenon. Just a few years later, he won the league's Young Player of the Year award and became the hottest young asset in English football. In 2021, Crystal Palace FC brought Olise to the Premier League, and the most brutal league on earth instantly gained another player capable of destroying defensive structures. While many young stars chased attention through supercars, scandals, and social media fame, Olise practically disappeared off the pitch. No wild parties, no controversial interviews, no obsession with becoming a celebrity. But every weekend, he stepped onto the field and made entire defenses look like they were playing the wrong sport. During the 2023-24 season, despite constant injuries tearing down his body, Olise still produced 10 goals and 6 assists in just 19 Premier League appearances. Numbers that transformed him from a promising talent into a genuine obsession for Europe's elite clubs. Then came the summer of 2024. FC Bayern Munich arrived. More than 60 million euros was thrown onto the negotiating table to bring Olise to Allianz Arena, making him one of Europe's biggest transfers. But the frightening part was this: he needed no adjustment period. In his very first Bundesliga season, Olise exploded with more than 40 goal contributions, won the Bundesliga Young Player of the Year award, and was immediately viewed as Bayern's new symbol in the post-Robben and Ribéry era. But the 2025-26 season is when Michael Olise truly transformed into a force of nature. He was no longer a wonder kid. He became a nightmare for every defense in Europe. Wearing Bayern Munich colors, Olise tore through the Bundesliga with 24 goals and 28 assists in 58 appearances across all competitions. In league play alone, he directly contributed to 34 goals in just 31 matches. Every time Olise touched the ball, it felt like something dangerous was about to happen, as if he could bend the rhythm of an entire game with a single movement of his left foot. Those performances didn't just help Bayern continue dominating Germany. They launched Olise directly into the 2026 Ballon d'Or conversation alongside names like Kylian Mbappé and Harry Kane. He won Bundesliga Young Player of the Year, became the league's top assist provider, and was even named the best French player abroad, finishing ahead of Mbappé himself. A cold declaration that Michael Olise was no longer England's hidden secret, but the emerging face of French football. And now, the biggest stage in the world is opening up. The 2026 FIFA World Cup. In a France national football team filled with superstars, Michael Olise is emerging as the chaotic weapon every defense fears. Cold-blooded, unpredictable, and capable of changing an entire match with one moment of genius. From the boy rejected by Chelsea for being too quiet, Olise is now becoming one of the most dangerous footballers on the planet. And the scariest part? It still feels like the world hasn't even seen his final form yet. How expensive is Michael Olise? The truth about his salary, contracts, and exploding market value. When a player starts controlling games with just a few touches, money inevitably follows. And with Michael Olise, the thing rising at an almost uncontrollable speed isn't just goals or assists. It's his commercial value, salary, and the kind of aura that makes all of Europe ready to turn him into the face of a new football empire. After his explosive rise with FC Bayern Munich, Olise entered the club's highest-paid tier, reportedly earning around 12 to 13.5 million per year, equivalent to more than $250,000 per week before. Performance bonuses, Champions League incentives, and massive commercial clauses hidden behind the spotlight of elite football. But what makes Michael Olise different is this. He earns money in the complete opposite way from most modern football superstars. While many players transform social media into a non-stop luxury advertisement, Olise has practically disappeared from the spotlight. No lifestyle flexing, no drama, no obsession with becoming a global influencer. And most shockingly of all, he still doesn't have an official boot sponsorship deal. Something almost unheard of for a player already being mentioned in the Ballon d'Or conversation. Nike, Adidas, and several major brands are believed to have approached Olise with multi-million euro offers, but he reportedly rejected them to maintain complete freedom over both his image and the feel of his game. Instead of chasing giant endorsement deals like Kylian Mbappé or Erling Haaland, Olise still quietly steps onto the pitch wearing older Hypervenom boots, as if the thing he's truly chasing isn't fame, but perfection in every touch of the ball. And ironically, that refusal to chase attention is exactly what has made his value explode even faster. After a devastating 2025-26 season, with more than 50 goal contributions, Michael Olise is now valued at approximately 150 million, making him one of the most expensive assets in world football today. But for Olise, money has never seemed like the final destination. It's simply a tool to buy the things he values most: control, privacy, and a life completely separated from the noise of modern football. And that's exactly why, as superstar-level money began flooding into his world, Michael Olise didn't rush into flashy-esques of excess. He started building something far more permanent: private spaces, real estate, and an environment isolated enough to protect himself from the spotlight, growing larger around him every season. Inside Michael Olise's real estate empire, multi-million euro mansions and the quiet luxury lifestyle. After moving to FC Bayern Munich, Michael Olise is believed to be living in Grunwald, one of the most exclusive and expensive residential areas in Munich, home to Bayern stars and Germany's ultra-wealthy elite. The villa he reportedly uses is valued at around 8–10 million euro and features a modern minimalist design with a heated pool, private gym, recovery area, mini cinema, and near impenetrable security systems. This isn't the kind of mansion built for TikTok tours or celebrity parties. It feels more like a silent fortress designed for a player being watched by all of Europe every single week. But Germany isn't the only place where Olise has invested in real estate. Back in England, he is also believed to maintain luxury properties in South London and Surrey, areas heavily favored by Premier League footballers because of their extreme privacy and near untouchable level of security. Homes in this category typically range from £2 to £5 million and often include underground garages, electronic security gates, entertainment rooms, and fully isolated living spaces protected from paparazzi and public attention. What makes Michael Olise's lifestyle so different is this: the more famous he becomes, the more hidden he chooses to live. No house tours, no penthouse flexing, no turning luxury homes into social media content like many modern superstars. While most footballers use real estate to prove how rich they've become, Olise seems to use it for the exact opposite reason: to disappear from the noise completely. And maybe that's the most dangerous version of Michael Olise. The bigger his name becomes, the quieter he lives. The less he's seen outside the pitch, the more insanely valuable he becomes inside European football. What does Michael Olise drive? Inside the multi-million euro garage of Bayern Munich's mysterious genius. If the mansion is the fortress Michael Olise uses to escape the spotlight, then his car collection is where that cold, calculated aura truly starts moving. But unlike most modern football superstars, Olise hasn't built his garage around screaming hypercars designed to dominate social media. No neon Lamborghinis, no carbon fiber Ferraris flexed around Monaco. Olise's style is far more dangerous. Quiet luxury. The more understated it looks, the more expensive it actually is. The car most associated with Michael Olise in Munich is the Audi RS e-tron GT, a high-performance electric sedan pushing over 640 horsepower and reportedly valued between $160,000 and $180 after customization. The entire car is finished in matte black with custom 21-inch wheels and a minimalist premium leather interior built around that German elite aesthetic. It doesn't look like something made for paparazzi. It looks more like the kind of machine a tech billionaire would drive, rather than a 24-year-old football player. But the vehicle that truly caught the attention of car enthusiasts is the Land Rover Defender 110 Overfinch edition Olise reportedly uses in Germany. The SUV features a bespoke body kit, upgraded air suspension, and an almost completely soundproof cabin, pushing its total value beyond $250,000. In a football world where many players try to look like rappers, Olise chose a vehicle that feels more suited for a private intelligence operative. Back in England during his time at Crystal Palace FC, Olise was frequently seen using models like the Mercedes-Benz V-Class and the Range Rover Autobiography, vehicles favored by Premier League footballers for their privacy, spacious interiors, and ability to avoid unnecessary media attention. The total value of his garage is now estimated to exceed $700,000, excluding leased vehicles and cars provided through Bayern Munich's sponsorship agreement with Audi. From the customized stealth black Audi RS e-tron GT Performance, worth over $160,000, to the nearly $250,000 Overfinch Defender. Built to handle brutal Bavarian winters, every vehicle around Olise carries the energy of an executive athlete, rather than a typical 24-year-old footballer. Nothing flashy like Lamborghini, nothing loud like Ferrari. Olise chooses machines rare enough for elite circles to recognize instantly, yet understated enough that the rest of the world doesn't fully understand their real value. Because for Michael Olise, cars are not just transportation. They are part of the ecosystem of power he's building around himself. Private, controlled, and completely detached from the noise of the outside world. Michael Olise and the multi-million euro flights. When time becomes more valuable than money, behind those stealth black luxury cars lies an even more expensive world. One where Michael Olise is beginning to live like the new generation of Europe's sports billionaires. After nights leaving Allianz Arena, surrounded by camera flashes and the crushing pressure of elite football, Olise no longer travels like a normal player. No airport lines, no chaotic VIP lounges, just a few steps out of a supercar garage, and straight into a private cabin, disappearing between Munich, London, and Paris. A lifestyle where time is treated as something more valuable than money itself. The flights associated with Olise are believed to revolve around high-end business jets like the Cessna Citation Latitude, Gulfstream G280, and Bombardier Challenger. Airborne offices valued anywhere from €20 million to well over €35 million if fully owned. Even private charter packages or fractional ownership programs commonly used by football's elite can reportedly cost more than €1 million per year, all for one thing: absolute privacy. Inside those flying cabins are bespoke leather seats, near-perfect soundproofing, high-speed satellite internet, and enough space to transform an ordinary trip into a full recovery suite in the sky. With non-stop fixtures, constant media attention, and the brutal pressure of modern football, Olise understands something most athletes eventually learn. The ultimate luxury is no longer supercars or diamond watches. It's the ability to control every minute and every second of your life. And once travel itself becomes part of power, the next thing defining Michael Olise is no longer speed, but style. His fashion, watches, and luxury accessories aren't loud like the average Instagram superstar, but they carry the kind of understated wealth that forces the entire football world to pay attention. Michael Olise's unusual style, quiet luxury, or football's next fashion genius. Off the pitch, Michael Olise is building the image of a true fashion ghost in European football. The more mysterious he becomes, the more expensive his aura feels. Unlike many flashy Premier League superstars, Olise's style sits somewhere between luxury and underground culture. Dark oversized jackets, black sunglasses, chrome hearts, Jordan, Louis, Supreme, and oversized fits that make him look more like an experimental rapper than a professional football player. What makes it even more interesting is that Olise doesn't seem to be trying to become a fashion icon at all. Yet, that cold, unpredictable energy is exactly what makes every outfit feel incredibly elite. During his time at FC Bayern Munich, he has repeatedly appeared wearing chrome hearts accessories, especially Gothic-style caps that have quietly become part of his signature aura whenever he steps out of a car before matches. GQ Germany even described Olise as the type of player caught between Bayern superstar and fashion it-boy. Unlike most modern football stars, Olise is barely attached to any major sportswear brand. He still doesn't have an official boot sponsorship, despite already being considered one of Europe's elite attacking players. Something almost unheard of at this level. According to several French reports, Olise has deliberately rejected major commercial restrictions in order to maintain complete freedom over his image and personal style. When it comes to watches and accessories, Olise has never publicly flexed giant collections the way many superstars do. But fashion insiders within football believe his taste leans heavily into quiet, flex culture, the kind of luxury only people truly immersed in fashion recognize immediately. Minimalist outfits, oversized sunglasses, silver jewelry, custom grills, and rare street luxury pieces surrounding Olise suggest he's building an aesthetic much closer to the fashion cultures of New York, Paris, and Los Angeles than traditional football celebrity culture. What truly makes Michael Olise different is that he doesn't dress to attract attention. He dresses like he genuinely doesn't care who's watching, and somehow, that indifference creates one of the rarest auras in modern football. The quieter he becomes, the more expensive everything around him feels. The mysteries surrounding the life and career of Michael Olise continue to captivate all of Europe. From a boy rejected by Chelsea for being too quiet, once considered lacking the personality to become a superstar, Olise is now emerging as one of the most dangerous faces of football's new generation. After a breakthrough season with FC Bayern Munich, multiple individual honors, a growing Ballon d'Or conversation, and the immense pressure of leading France toward World Cup glory, he is entering the most unforgiving chapter of his career. Every match now feels less like development and more like judgment. But the biggest question remains: will Michael Olise truly become the next global icon of world football? Or will pressure, injuries, and overwhelming expectations turn him into yet another unfinished genius of the modern game? What do you think about the future of Michael Olise? Don't forget to like and subscribe to continue exploring the dark, luxurious, and mysterious stories behind football's biggest superstars.